Hey YouTube, it is Prep for Life. I am excited to bring you another gun belt review. I've talked about this before on the channel, and I do believe this is so important. The belt you wear can be absolutely crucial, and so I love bringing these to you. I was approached by a company called Vedder Holsters, which is great. I actually was familiar with Vedder. I've been looking at them for a little while. They make some pretty cool gear. I was unaware of the gun belts though. And so they were kind enough to send over a couple of models here for us to take a look at on the channel, and super, super cool. So the one that you'll notice right here first, I'm a sucker for flat dark earth. This is actually a Cobra Buckle belt. This one's going to start just over $60 for super thick nylon. I'm going to try to get in a little bit close here and just give you a great idea. This is a nice stiff nylon here with a super dependable Cobra Buckle. If you're unfamiliar with Cobra Buckles, these are really big in the climbing industry, harnesses, things like that, where it's just an easy buckle to put together and then easy take apart just by pushing the two little features right here and they come apart. What's interesting about the Cobra Buckles is the options that it gives you, especially if you're running something like a battle belt or something like that, where I'd like to adjust right to my waist size and then kind of set it and forget it. And every single time I put this on, I don't have the luxury of really adjusting it. I just want to be able to put it on and clip, and I'm done. Okay, and that's what the Cobra Buckle's for. These are super, super easy to do that, but I think they also look good too. I mean, honestly, having that on the waist, this is made for 1.5-inch belt loops, so that it is somewhat flexible. Not all pants will give you the option to go up to 1.75. It's also specifically designed to make sure that I can adjust it and then take it off and have it at the same setting every single time. So that gives me a lot of different options. Am I going to use this for a daily carry? Am I going to stick this on to my battle belt, like I said earlier? Again, I think just looks-wise, it looks really, really good. I can feel the quality of the stitching and the craftsmanship right here. So I'm really excited for this one. I don't really have any concerns that this is going to fall apart. I know that, you know, when I'm looking at like Amazon, and you see a lot of these coming from like China, and so far so good. This is a super sturdy, this is not polymer, this is all metal construction right here as far as I can feel. Very solid, and I know that Vedder, all their belts are stitched 100% here in the USA. So super happy about that. Let me put this one aside. I want to show you this other gun belt here. And this is kind of the premiere. This is really what they reached out to me about, is the leather gun belt, because this thing is an absolute beast. So first of all, I'm going to kind of get you a good shot here. This thing has a nice, beautiful matte kind of gunmetal finish here on the buckle. This is going to be a lot more your traditional gun belt style. For those of you that are used to a leather, solid chunk of meat, like man beast gun belt, this is it right here, right? This is not one of the custom finish every time like we've reviewed on the channel before. This is your traditional belt with belt loops. Okay, what makes this super special is, again, stitched right here in the USA, 100%. But look at the thickness of this belt. So I'm going to try to get a little bit closer here and just give you a sense of this thing. It's a monster, right? This thing is a tank. And what happens is they've actually stitched in, like some of the other belts that we've seen on the channel, they've stitched in a polymer core. What that does is it provides a certain level of rigidity to the belt and strength to the belt, so you can really max load this thing out. If you're in the habit of carrying a duty belt, for example, on an everyday basis, this is going to be for you, but you're not adding a lot of weight because it's not a metal design. So it means that you've got a lot of flexibility there in terms of carry and things like that. So as you can see, I've put this on a couple of times just to kind of size it in. When it comes to Vedder's belts, you want to size up just a little bit. There are some instructions on the website that are going to walk you through the appropriate way to size. I actually went one size higher than I typically wear my pants, and so that, again, it gives me some options to either size up, size down. I don't always carry inside the waistband. I carry in a couple of different ways, and sometimes I just like to wear snug pants and not have, you know, the extra room that most of us do with an IWB holster. So let's go ahead and try these out. I'm going to get back to you guys as far as how they're performing. But so far, getting them out of the box, I am absolutely impressed with the way that these perform, with the way they feel. So I will test them out, guys, and I'll get back to you. So it's been several weeks now, and I have done some testing on and off with these Vedder belts right here. There we go. Super happy overall. I will say my preference is usually toward the custom belts as opposed to leather with holes. Now that's just my own personal preference, guys. If you are used to these buckles with holes, this thing's going to be phenomenal. Like I said, I mean, you can just barely start seeing a little bit of wear here from where I have been utilizing this and kind of breaking it in. I still maintain after, a few weeks worth of use, this thing is pretty bulletproof. As I've said before, I do have some reservations as far as like absolute everyday carry when it comes to the polymer core belts. This one hasn't started yet doing any kind of indentation. Like I said, it might have just been that one particular belt, but in the end, the polymer core belts definitely have a rigidity that is above and beyond, and that's done with a reason, so that it's going to bear the load very, very well of a lot of the punishment that you're going to give it, a lot of the gear that you're going to wear. So I don't have any concerns with this belt in terms of lasting. It is, looks like top quality leather, good stitching. It's held up for me just fine, and it looks really, really beautiful. So I think this is something that you could definitely wear, in the office, out and about, as well as on the range. And so definitely a good buy, especially, guys, if you are used to, like I said, these individual whole belts. For me, I've gotten so used to now that the custom fit of a lot of these newer belts, and this is no exception. So in terms of the Cobra Buckle, tighten it up, throw it on the Velcro, and so it's the same fit. It's a custom fit every single time. Even without the polymer core, this is that really thick nylon, really stiff stitching. So this thing, same thing. I've worn it for a little while. I think it's going to have a little bit more give, although with this one, you can start to see a little bit of a buckle there along the back. It hasn't given me the same trouble as one of the previous polymer core belts, but otherwise very, very comfortable to wear. So in the end, guys, my end thoughts as far as Vedder goes, definitely a thumbs up. I like these guys. I like the company. I like the quality of their gear, and I cannot wait to test more of their products on the channel and bring those to you. So I hope you found this useful. Definitely give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to talking with you on the next video. Thanks so much.